welcome to today's tutorial where I'm going to be talking about a charango technique called the repique. The repique is one of the most common techniques to utilize in music, especially in the Andean style of music for the charango. It is a technique that we can use to embellish, to add variety, to add more interest to whatever musical piece that it is that we are playing. So if you watched the last video, we went over the first and the second parts of the basic Huayno rhythm, and I'm going to play those two parts plus adding this repique in just so we can hear how it's going to sound in sequence. And I'm just going to be playing open tuning. So the repique in its most simplest format looks like this graphic I have here. And what we do is when we use this repique, we're also adding on other segments to help tie the repique into whatever phrase we're trying to create. So to play the repique, we use a tip of our fingernail. Hopefully it's not too long, it's nice and smooth. And we'll use our fingernail to glide up and down the tops of the strings gently enough and smoothly enough so that it has a nice sound to it. And so it goes like this. And we want our wrist to be nice and loose and limber. So some daily exercises like this can really help to free up the wrist of any stuck energy or any tightness, because we're not using our whole arm to do this. You know, it's all in the wrist movement. So nice limber wrist. And so it's not like we're trying to hammer and nail. It's kind of like the wrist is going in this direction. So has a little bit of an up and down motion, but it's also like a turning motion as well to create a nice vibe. And you can use a repique in the beginning of a bar or at the end of a bar, or in the middle of the bar, depending on how you feel. So I'll just demonstrate real quick. So that was a repique, obviously at the end, but if you start off the bar with it, it's something like this. So there's one more element that we need to learn, and this graphic here is showing the first 4 lines of repique, followed by these 2 mystery lines, which we haven't talked about, and then the Huayno. And if we were just to play it like the arrows indicate, it would sound like this, and it would not sound cool at all. That's not how we do it. So you can break this graphic down in 3 sections. The repique, down, up, Huayno. And if those 2 middle lines were there, it would be a totally different rhythmic pattern. It would sound something similar to this. Okay, so hopefully you can hear the difference. I'll play it again. Now the repique doesn't just have to be at the beginning of the bar, it can also be included in the end of the bar to change things up. Now this graphic here is just showing that the last two lines, you need that to complete the repique so you can come back again in time to do the Huayno rhythm. So these techniques that we are learning, these are just basic, simple exercises that you can study to become proficient in the timing, in the movement of the Huayno rhythm, plus the repiques, and plus the other techniques that we have learned. And you throw these into whatever musical piece you're playing, whether it's a solo piece or you're playing with some other um, musicians, and you just get a feel for where you want to throw the repique in, where you just want to do a simple Huayno rhythm, or you want to do some muted strums. So it's really an emotional instrument, of course. And there's so many other styles and techniques that we can learn to make the Huayno even more interesting. And there's so many other different things that we can learn and patterns that we can learn. So stay tuned for some further tutorials.